Welcome everyone to day 2 of the Convergence Summit, and welcome to our exciting and different panel, Startups Under the Spotlight. So this morning, hopefully this will be a super interactive panel and set of presentations, because we will be asking for your votes. You get to vote on these companies that you will hear today from, and you get to give them very, very valuable feedback that normally they wouldn't get. So a couple of rules here. We want you to be very honest and frank. If you really think the business model is no good, say it in the vote. If you really think you would never buy this product, say it in the vote. If you also think you're going to buy the product, say it. So don't be negative. We want you to be honest and accurate, because this is the chance for these startups for these companies to learn from you. I don't necessarily like the term startups, because they're all actually, ongoing, serious companies. Yes, we all are startups, including the biggest. So, let me introduce myself. My name is Usama Fayyad. I'm Executive Chairman of Oasis 500. Oasis 500 is an accelerator based out of Jordan, but working with entrepreneurs from all across the MENA region. We're called Oasis because we're addressing the desert of early stage finance that exists in our region, in the entire Middle East, by providing funds for early stage, and 500 because we want to invest in 500 companies in the 6 years of operation. So far we have invested in over 60 companies. And everybody's invited to come visit Oasis 500, learn about it. And if you know an entrepreneur or an idea, somebody that you think should launch a business, somebody who needs funding, please have them come to Oasis 500. At a minimum, they'll get the best training possible within a week. At best, they will get funding and grow a company, and you'll see one of the Oasis 500 companies here sitting to my right, ShopGo. With me on the panel today is Dr. Wissam Rabadhi, who runs the incubator, one of the earliest and strongest incubators in Jordan, iPark, in Al Hassan Science City. We will also hear from him. The 4 companies that are going to be presenting to you today, and they will get 5 minutes each to present basically anything they like to present about their company to get you excited, are Anghami.com, which is represented by Eddy Maroun from Beirut and Dubai. LamsaWorld.com, represented by Badr Ward, based in Riyadh and Amman. ShopGo.me, represented by Moe Ghashim, based out of Oasis 500, based in Amman, and he's originally from Syria. And Sawt.com, based in Amman, represented by Hazem Zureiqat. As we launch into this, before I ask each of them will get less than 5 minutes to get you excited, and then we will ask about your votes for that company. At the end of all presentations, we will come back and ask you to vote overall. Some fun questions, hopefully, and we'll keep it on time. one more rule here. In order to stimulate you and in order to make sure that you're excited and participating, we have asked Dr. Wissam Rabadhi to do something that is against his nature. He is going to be Mr. Bad Customer, Mr. Bad Cop. So as each startup finishes presentation, he's going to play the role of the skeptic and ask some tough questions with the hope that you will ask even tougher questions from the audience. And the hope here is if our entrepreneurs can't answer those tough questions, they're in trouble. So before we launch in all our presentations, maybe I'll have each of you just say 1 minute, answer 2 questions. And we'll start with Hazem. Why did you start this company? And what is the biggest challenge facing you today?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Usama. Good morning, everyone. We started the company actually a year ago. The idea came up with my sister. I started up with my brother and my sister. Okay, and the initial idea was to create something for citizen journalists, an audio-based tool for citizen journalists with the events happening in the region. But then we thought we'd create a social network that would make interactions online more personal and more human. I think those are 2 sentences. The biggest challenge as a company, I think, is establishing the company and the organization and structuring it. I think finding local talent is, we have a lot of local talent in Jordan, but it's just structuring the company and determining what exact skills that we need.
I've been working in e-commerce for 7 years. I found that there's a huge opportunity in the Middle East to provide an easy solution for merchants to create their online store with no technical background. And the biggest challenge is, since the MENA region is what considered one region, but it's actually fragmented. So we have a big challenge to connect with all local payment gateways and shipment solution in each country.
So our main objective is to provide Arabic-speaking children with valuable content and services in the digital world. And our main challenge is to always enhance our quality and have the right kind of talent with us to provide this top quality product.
We started Anghami because we didn't find any music service that is legal in the meantime that provides a decent user experience. And we wanted, our biggest challenge is to change the mindset that music is something that is free. So the artists and those stakeholders and the label should be paid for their work.
Okay. And now going backwards, one last question, and we'll end with Wissam as you go to the stage to present. How much money have you raised so far, and are you looking to raise more money? Again, 1 sentence.
So far around 2 million, and of course, yeah, and we're fundraising.
We haven't raised any money. We're growing organically, and we're open to discussions on fundraising.
So far 7 million, and I'm raising money.
We raised $500,000, and we're looking to raise end of year.
We haven't raised any money. We're self-funded, and we're looking for investors within the next few months.
Dr. Wissam, yeah, can you go to the stage? Dr. Wissam, can you give us a couple of impressions before you become the bad cop? Your experience in Jordan in just a few sentences in terms of what you see with startups, what's interesting, what's exciting, what's scary.
Thank you, Usama. As I told you, Usama, I think Jawad made a mistake. You're more scary than I am with Oasis. Everybody's scared of you. But what is exciting is, we started in iPark in 2003, so it's been 10 years in the business of incubation and supporting startups. It was very challenging in the beginning. People didn't know what entrepreneurship really means, the word. Sounded like a disease or something. People thought of incubators as, chicken incubators and fish incubators. So recently in the past few years, with a lot of exciting programs going on, we see a lot of, again, mindset change. A lot of people are excited about starting their own business and starting their own companies. And of course, we're very excited about that because that increases the deal flow, the chances of success, and we're creating more and more jobs for young people in Jordan. Thank you.
Okay, Eddy, you have exactly 5 minutes or less.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you. Well, I would like to introduce you to Anghami first with this short video.
راضية ومرتاحة الكل ما
Okay, sorry because the video didn't really show well, probably something from the projector. Where Anghami is about music as per its name. It's a music service that is available on your mobile. You can download the app and have access to unlimited music, Arabic and international music, all legal. All the big labels are on board. You can find the latest track, the old tracks, and it plays well on 2G, 3G networks. We provide a high quality sound thanks to Dolby sounds, and it's very interactive. You can share, you can play, you can build all your experience in one place. As we mentioned, we're really proud to be partners of the big labels. We have the big international labels, and this is very challenging to have them all, and Universal, Sony, Warner, EMI, and we have the big Arabic labels and all the aggregators. So we're trying to provide a decent music service, a decent music experience that can offer you all the music that you might ask for. So far, we launched in November 2012. We are the #1 music application in the Middle East. We're topping the charts. If you go to the iTunes store, you'll find that Anghami is #1 on music. We have so far 1.5 or even more, 1.5 million subscribers using Anghami. We're really proud also to have more than 500,000 weekly active users, which is pretty impressive. We're growing at more than 20,000 downloads per day. We're also offering so far 2.5 million tracks for you to choose from, and we're growing this database to 8 million by a couple of months. We're really proud also to be partners of the big MBC group. It's giving us big exposure and partnering in terms of content and in terms of marketing, etc. We represent exclusive licenses to major labels like Rotana in specific countries like Saudi Arabia, like UAE and Lebanon. And we're doing interesting partnerships with telco operators such as Orange Jordan here. The model is pretty simple. You can access Anghami for free. You can try the first month totally free. The second month, either you upgrade to Anghami Plus and keep downloading all the tracks you want, or you remain on the free model. The free model would be the same experience but without the downloads, but you might see ads. And the third model is you can be part of a package offered by a telco or by any business, and you'll have the Anghami Plus experience free of charge, like the Orange model, the Min al-Akhir model. This is our thing, and thank you for your time.
Thank you. Khalik, stay up there. Our bad cop is gonna take over.
Stop with the bad thing. Okay. Well, I have a couple of questions, Eddy, that sort of bother me. Number one, as you said, the mindset. We have a mindset today in the region that you can get videos, media, music for free. So why should I pay for it? So people go crazy if you tell them you subscribe to SN or you're renting a movie at iTunes. So you can go and buy 6 DVDs for 5 JDs بالبلد. Why would you pay for it? So how do you think you're gonna be able to overcome this cultural mindset, especially that enforcement for copyrights and intellectual property is not very strong in this region?
Well, we believe that the user is free to choose whatever he wants. What we're providing is an experience. So once you use Anghami, you feel that you have everything you want. You no longer have to go to piracy or go buy illegal CDs or whatever. So the experience that we're providing and the richness is our strength. At the end, you can remain on the free model, but you'll be seeing ads, or you'll be asked to pay a small fee that will allow you to download all the tracks you want, or be part of a package of a plan offered to you by, as we mentioned, the telco, so you can having the Anghami experience, the Plus experience, the full experience without paying anything. It's part of your package.
how many of those on the free model are you see you have like 2 million subscribers in 6 months, you say?
Yes.
How many of those you see are really switching to becoming subscribers? What is the percentage of that?
I cannot disclose the percentage, but I can tell you that there's a significant number that are really engaging with this app, and what we're looking for now is really engaging, getting users experience the beauty of a music service that is legal and in the meantime entertaining. And then we'll be pushing them to become paying, or they can choose to remain free. So the volume of those, it's up to the consumer. He will choose. But we're not really enforcing this now, as we're still in the phase where we want people to really engage and experience before getting them paying.
Okay, one more thing لاحظت على الهاي كونه الميوزك يعني موسيقى عربية وأغاني عربية. Why the names of the songs and names of the singers كلهم بالإنجليزي with the حاء and عين and
we provide the menu in Arabic and English, but frankly we used to use the English menu, but you can use Anghami in Arabic and everything you see will become in Arabic. Already the name is Arabic, so
okay.
Exactly.
Eddy, thank you for the presentation, and thank you for answering the tough questions. Now, everybody in the audience, please wake up. You have your voting devices. We are about to ask you 3, we think, to the point questions about the company you just heard about Anghami. So while you're doing that, anyone in the audience, can you put up the first question, please? Anyone in the audience has a question for Eddy? Yeah. Do we screen or do we have a microphone? I can probably yell. Yell away.
Okay, there isn't, Spotify is not available here in the region. We're not totally free. There's Anghami Plus, which is the premium version. I didn't get your question about what.
Are you trying to do the Spotify of the Middle East?
Well, it's a pretty similar model. It's all streaming and offline, etc. We're a bit inspired by those models in the world, but we're more tailored to the region. I mean, we're very much tailored for the particular user who is in the region, offering something that is really relevant to this particular user in terms of search, in terms of user experience, content, and the way the user behaves here.
Thank you, Eddy. So now, that's it for questions. For the presentation of Anghami you just heard, please take your voting devices. Select one of the following answers. A, only one, huh? The presentation was great presentation to me, excited about the product, made me excited. The presentation was okay, but I was not super excited. The presentation made me dislike the product before I heard about it. This presentation needs a lot of more work, and this company should not try to sell and should shut down. Please vote. A, B, C, D, or E. Few more seconds for voting. Remember, this is valuable product for our companies. While you're voting, I would like to thank Amman Tech Tuesdays. They actually chose the 4 companies to be presented, so they are not my choice or the conference. And we thank them. Amman Tech Tuesday is the biggest technology forum meeting monthly, attracting over 500 people and many more online. Okay, what's the answer? The presentation was okay, but I was not super excited, was the biggest one, and 25%, 26% got very excited. Next question about Anghami. Please vote. Do you think Anghami has a compelling business model that will generate good returns? A, choose one. Absolutely yes. Maybe. Very risky. It will go nowhere. You have 5 seconds. Choose. Absolutely yes. They have a business model. No, maybe. Very risky, it will go nowhere. I hope we have answers from everyone. Are we ready? Do we need time for the servers to update? We're counting. All right. You have 10 more seconds. Hello, Mr. Yes, got it. Everybody has many suggestions. What's the answer? Oh, maybe. So people think maybe, some think, 20% think you have a business model. That's actually great, given our experience with startups. The last question about Anghami in particular is the following question. Would you or someone you know well, if it doesn't apply to you, Anghami applies to everyone, buy or use this product? Yes or no? You have 30 seconds. During that 30 seconds, we had one question in the audience. What was the question? Going once. Anybody has a question? Aywa? Faddal. Shout. Please answer the question, yes or no.
Would you be considering providing podcasts and sort of talk shows and edutainment content?
Talk show, not really. It doesn't fall within Anghami's concept, but we have sort of radio and ready-made playlists. This is the Surprise Me and personal DJ features, whereby you can just select your mood or your activity, and it will auto-generate a playlist for you.
Okay, what's the answer to our question? Wow, 57-43. So he was a 50% good salesman. All right, thank you, Eddy. And please join me in thanking Eddy.
Thank you.
Our next presentation is by Mr. Badr Ward about Lamsa World. You get 5 minutes or less. And Wissam, prepare the tough questions, please.
All right. So Lamsa World, as I described, is a kids' world focusing on Arabic-speaking kids. So I'll start just like Anghami with a video, and then I'll talk more about our strategy and what we're doing.
ماذا تستطيع أن تفعل بمجرد لمسة؟ هل تخيلت أن بإمكانك أن تعلم طفلك بلمسة؟ أن تفتح للطفل آفاقاً من المعرفة والمتعة بمجرد لمسة؟ أن تزرع شغف العلم والمعرفة بقلب طفلك بمجرد لمسة؟ هل هذا مجرد خيال؟ أم هو نظرة في آفاق المستقبل؟ إنها حقيقة، إنه لمسة. لمسة هو عالم رقمي متكامل للطفل العربي، نطرح من خلاله أحدث أساليب التعليم والترفيه بالتفاعل الدائم مع الطفل، ونضع هذا العالم بين أيدي طفلك من خلال أجهزة الآيباد والآيفون والأندرويد والبلاك بيري والأجهزة الذكية. مع لمسة بإمكانك أن تأخذ قسطاً من الراحة، لأن لمسة سيأخذ بعض الحمل عنك ويوفر للطفل وسيلة جديدة آمنة للتعلم واللعب بنفس الوقت باستخدام الأجهزة الرقمية المفضلة لدى الأطفال بعصرنا هذا. لمسة يتفاعل مع طفلك لينمي تفكيره الإبداعي ومخيلته بلغتنا وقيمنا وعاداتنا العربية الأصيلة. لمسة يلبي متطلبات طفلك من عمر سنة وحتى 6 سنوات بعالم من المحتوى والمواد التعليمية والترفيهية المناسبة والآمنة لطفلك من قصص وألعاب وفنون وأهازيج والمزيد في عالم لمسة.
Usama is looking at the timing, so I need to be very quick. Okay, so what we've done in Lamsa is that we've got all the ecosystem to work together. So as you can see from this slide, we started working with all of the content providers in the children publishing space. In addition to our own productions, we're working with mobile operators. So we've got STC in Saudi, and we're in discussions with a lot of operators in the region to expand Lamsa into every home. We're also working with traditional media, and we also provide Lamsa through the different app stores, and we have alliances with people like Samsung and BlackBerry. Our approach, which differentiates us, is that we have activated Lamsa in the community. So in all of these pictures, you see me and my team with children actually in schools, in kindergartens, in conferences. So we actually go and talk to kids. We understand what they like, what they don't like. We take all of their input and use that to enhance our product and develop our product into something that really suits the Arabic kid culture, heritage, and values. And our model is that we focus at the beginning on reaching, so we've got a good traction in the market, but eventually we're going to build our own, and we started building our own IP and characters. So you're going to see Lamsa own characters, local Saudi, local Jordanian, local characters that talk to children in their own market and culture. And last but not least, some statistics. We've been, maintaining a good position in the app stores as #1 app in the books category, in the kids category, and we also compete with Disney products in the local market. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right on.
Okay, couple of questions. Number one, you said, which goes to the team, إنه في أحدث أساليب التعليم والتربية. What makes you the expert في أحدث تعليم والتربية? How do we know that you're really addressing the children development and all the issues related to content?
This is a very good question, actually, and it's one of the main challenges of edutainment products. So we're talking about education and entertainment, but who sets the standards for education? Who sets the standard? And it's a responsibility, right? So we currently work with a consulting team, which is not just handling the educational side as well, but also the child development. So we have, I was mentioning to some of the guys in the morning, we're working with some of the child psychologists. We're working with speech pathologists. We're having some of our content even catering for autistic children. So everything that goes on LAMSA, it goes through a cycle of vetting throughout the whole entire concept from the moment we start the storytelling. It's not just a story. It's a storyboard, it goes into an animation, and then all of that is vetted and carefully audited through an expert team.
Good answer. I was not expecting that. Okay. Second question is, what is your go-to-market strategy? Because when I looked at lamsaworld.com, I went to lamsaworld.com website, but I couldn't find anything. It just took me to STC. So how do I know about your product? How do you market it? What is your strategy?
So LAMSA, in addition to being able to downloading LAMSA from the app stores, what we do is we work with mobile operators in the region to actually get into each home. So as phase 1, we've started with promoting the service together with the operators. Phase 2, we're launching a special LAMSA bundling package. So parents, you as parents and people that have kids around them will be able to buy devices that have special bundled LAMSA packages and content inside with all access to kids.
Okay. Now, thank you. We are now part of the voting, and while we're voting, we're going to take a couple of questions. So you're now used to the questions. For the presentation of LAMSA World, please select one of the following answers. Presentation was great. Presentation to me, I got excited about the product. Presentation was okay, but I was not super excited. Presentation made me dislike the product more than before I heard about it. Needs a lot of work. Or E, this company should not try to sell and should go shut down. All right, please vote. And we have a question in the audience. While the question is happening, please vote. Select one of the 5.
Yes, please. Wonderful idea. If I may speak for everybody in the room here.
Question, please.
The question is, the kids are very precious to all of us. Do you have any set policy for your preventing violence, the contents, your philosophy in terms of kids, and what are your standards that you apply in terms of these contents that are presented to the kids?
All right, so I'll answer the question with an example. So I go to exhibitions and I talk to children and I go to schools. So kids come to us with a violent attitude, as you said. So I said, I want to shoot, right? I want something, I want to kill. Say, okay, relax, we'll do that. Just sit with me, and I open LAMSA for them. And in 2 minutes after using LAMSA, you find all of a sudden a lot of positivity, all of that negative feelings. So we use a lot of, we're very careful with colors, we're very careful with the music, with the tone. So we're actually, one of our main objectives is to make the digital world a fun yet safe place. And that's in the DNA of LAMSA. And DNA of everyone working in LAMSA is to make it, that's our motto, a fun yet safe place.
Thank you.
So you as parents can...
what's the results? So 36% really liked the presentation and got excited. 44% okay, but was not super excited. I'm curious, we don't have E, that means nobody said shut down? Is that what it means? Okay, cool. Nobody. All right. The next question is, and think of a question from the audience. Do you think Lamsa World has a compelling business model that will generate good returns for investors? Absolutely yes. Maybe, very risky, it will go nowhere. So select one of these 4 answers. And does anybody have a question during the selection process? Yeah, we have a question.
Hi, there's a lot of other apps out there that are similar to this. What makes your product special, or why should they go to your product instead of another app that does similar things?
Sure, thank you. So when we started Lamsa, there were no apps in the Arabic region catering for Arabic-speaking kids. So we took on this responsibility to build the first, I wouldn't say app, but the digital world. And what really differentiates us is the focus on quality, right? So our aim is to raise the benchmark when it comes to this region in terms of the quality, the variety, and the values that we deliver through Lamsa. Plus, a very important aspect is the Arabic DNA, culture, and values. So we're completely focused on, although we know that kids are exposed to English and other languages, but then we want them to still be proud of their culture, their language, and their values.
Okay, the answers, the results are absolutely yes, and maybe are 33%. 7% of you think this will go nowhere. And 15% very risky. Not bad answers. Next and last question about Lamsa. Would you or someone you know well, if you don't have kids, buy or use this product? Yani, will you pay money to buy or use this product? Yes or no?
Let me just add a caveat. Some of the content is free, so that you have nothing to lose.
All right. So you have 20 seconds to get your answers in. Is it a short question? All right, short question. You have 12 seconds. Yell. Is there a mic or do we yell?
First of all, what's your content about? Is it only storytelling? Is it scientific? What kind of content are you interested in? Second question, you're targeting... One question. No, but this is more important. You're targeting from 1 to 6 years old, which means you have different age groups. How are you going to target both of them, or you need different ages with the same content?
How are you segmenting by age? Answer only that question.
Okay, so scientifically, it's the category is called toddlers and preschoolers, and it's the most popular on all of the app stores. And that variety, all of the content is segmented in terms of age categories. We even have special categories for boys, for girls, for special seasons. So, Lamsa has a lot to do with categorization, and we focus on that.
Okay, thank you, Badr.
Thank you.
The final answer was 76% of you said we would buy, or a friend of ours would buy this product. That's a great result. Thank you very much, Badr. All right, next is... I'm very proud of him. Again, thank you, Amman Tech Tuesdays, for selecting ShopGo. Moe Ghashim of ShopGo is one of the Oasis 500 company investments. He came to us from Syria, and in 8 months, he built a company and raised $500,000 of funding, including from the US, and has now 12, 13 employees. So go ahead. I know I'm biased. Yeah.
ShopGo is an online platform for the Middle East merchants. In other words, any merchant can create his store in no time. We're 2 founders behind the company. We have experience in e-commerce in US, Europe, and Australia, and we started to create a product and solution for the Middle East. When a merchant wants to create an online store, we notice that he might spend up to $4,000, and it might take from 2 to 4 months to create the store. And most importantly, there is weak customer support in the region for merchants once your store is live and up and running. And there are no automated local integration with payments across the Middle East. I'm going to skip the video for time. So ShopGo came with a solution that is cost effective, it's 100% localized, and it's easy, so it just works. We connect with all payments in the Middle East, we connect with all shipments in the Middle East, and we provide a variety of themes that are localized. You can customize the theme yourself with no technical help from our team or any other developer. We're looking to be the Shopify of the Middle East, who recently raised about $22 million, and they're operating 40,000 online store. The online orders in the Middle East increased 300% in 2011, and the MENA region is expected to generate 28,000 e-stores in 2015. E-commerce transaction in 2015 is going to reach $15 billion. And in 15 months, we have over now 40 clients. We're live, our solution is automated. We're partners with PayPal, Aramex, and we're about to finish partnership with PayPal. We're localized with all payments now in the Middle East, in Jordan, Gulf, and we're working on the Egypt and the west part of the Arab world. We're about to finalize an initiative with PayPal, Google, Aramex to allow the Middle East merchants to create online store with minimum risk. So we all as partners will come to the merchant and offer him a minimum risk online store. ShopGo is hoping to help retailers to become e-tailers. Thank you. I was fast.
You do have a minute and a half, so if you want to do it short, you can use it. Otherwise, our bad cop will shoot you with questions.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Just quickly, I saw a lot of e-stores online, like Shopifyers and one. Why? And they're competitive in pricing than the pricing you're listing. Why go with you?
The way, if you want to go for Shopify can, or any other online platform, can get you the store. The problem we face and what makes the solution difficult, if you're a merchant in Jordan and you want to expand, you have to reconnect to all payments in the other country you want to expand to. So we don't provide one solution that works for all. It's pretty much you have to connect with Saudi. Because Saudi don't use the same payment on shipment that Emirates are using. That's what makes it more difficult for us to help the Middle East to create their online store.
Okay, and what about any legal liabilities in terms of credit card use? If somebody's using his credit card in a store that you built and you integrated the payment gateway, do you have any liabilities if there is a fraud or there is?
We don't have any liability because we connect to payment processors. We only do the integration, and the payment processor will handle all these liabilities.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Can we put up the first question for Mohannad's company, for shopgo.me? For the presentation of ShopGo, please select one of the following. The presentation was great presentation to me, excited about the product. The presentation was okay, but I'm not sure, I was not super excited. The presentation made me dislike the product more than before. The presentation needs a lot more work. This company should not try to sell and should shut down. Please vote for one of the five. And while you're voting, we have somebody here with a question. So can we get a mic here? Or you can start screaming. All right. Short questions, please, and short answers.
Thank you. Your market is very fragmented. How do you plan to reach that segment of your audience very quickly to capture early market share? Thank you.
We're going to start workshops in cities. We're going to invite merchants to come to the workshops, show them how easy it is to create the online store. We're going to be there in the workshops with PayPal, Google, Aramex, and ShopGo. So basically, we want to make a place where you come ask all partners, all players, and create your online store.
The question is, when do you expect it? That doesn't. Answers to the question. 29% of you thought it was a great presentation. 40% said okay. 8% says need more work. And Mohannad, 21%, I'm very worried, says this presentation needs a lot more work. Maybe because you didn't use the video, or maybe I actually like it that you didn't use the video. Next question, please. Oh, 2% say shut down? No, nobody said shut down. Do you think ShopGo has a compelling business model that will generate good return for its investors? A, absolutely yes. B, maybe. C, very risky. D, it will go nowhere. Please vote for one of the four. And while you're voting, does somebody else have a question? If not, we will go to part two of his question. Did you catch part two?
We will start.
Repeat the question.
He was asking if when we're going to start the workshops in the Middle East. It's going to start in August.
In August. Okay. 10 more seconds to vote. Absolutely yes. Maybe very risky, will go nowhere. Is there a good business model here? All right. And the results are 30% said absolutely yes, 44% said maybe, and you have about 26% who thinks very risky or will go nowhere. So not bad statistics again. So thank you, Muhannad. Do we have another question? Oh, no, we have one more question. Yes, one last question. Sorry. Would you, or someone you know, طبعا, if you don't have a store or you don't want to put up a store, would you or someone you know well buy or use this product? Please vote yes or no. You have 30 seconds. Any more questions for Muhannad? Okay, cool. If no questions, Muhannad, any last thoughts you'd like to share with the audience during the last 15 seconds?
When we first started, there was a big question when we came to Oasis or other investors, are there merchants who want to go online? And we were surprised that there are many merchants who wants to go online, but they're very afraid of the technical barrier of going and creating an online store.
Okay, so 60% here, and remember this question, it doesn't apply to consumers, so 60% of the audience said yes, and 40% said no. Thank you, Muhannad. Great presentation. Okay, our last company is represented by Hazem Zureiqat, South.com. And after we do the questions, the voting for South, we will do one last two to three fun questions about the overall. You'll get to choose basically which company you think is the most interesting.
Okay, good morning everyone, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to present South, the new audio-based social networking platform. If we look at social media today, most of the services out there or the tools are very text-based or photo-based. So people share a tweet or a status or a photo and people like it and comment on it. That's great, and that has changed the way in which we communicate, but there's an element of impersonality, when we're stuck behind the computer screen or behind the mobile phone in terms of communicating with each other. So we're losing a certain human or social touch that we could have in human communication. So the question that we asked ourselves is how do we make this more social? How do we make this more personal and more human? And we really found the answer in our daily lives. We tend to forget, about the power of the spoken word, the power of communicating through voice, through talking to one another. And even if you forget about social media for a second, at work, if you're communicating with someone over email, or a client or someone you're doing business with, if you're going back and forth with emails and you want to make things, get things done and then make things more effective, you say, let's talk, let's have a phone call or let's talk on Skype. So this is really the spirit and the overall context by which we're thinking about South. We're thinking about overall human communication. How do people communicate? And if we map out the different ways in which people communicate, we have direct conversations, instantaneous, where someone talks and someone answers. Over text, this can be done through chat or text messages. And then voice, when we talk to someone offline or through Skype. So these are generally one-to-one conversations, and they have a low reach, or they're among a small group of people. And then with social media, with Facebook and Twitter and other tools, these text conversations or text-based, they became more social. People had a wider audience, and the conversations became evolving rather than instantaneous. Over time, people comment, etc. So we're filling that gap on the top right. So the way we're looking at it is we're not just adding voice to existing social media platforms, this vertical side. We may be using certain elements of the interface, and we don't want to reinvent the wheel in that sense. But the way we see it is through this horizontal line. We're taking voice or speech or the spoken word, which is the most common and most effective form of communication, and we're making it more social. We're making people have a bigger audience and conversations have a larger impact. South was launched, as I mentioned, by my brother, my sister, and myself out of Amman, Jordan, a couple of months ago only. We have a very easy-to-use interface. We're free and open to the public. We're available on the web and iOS and Android. Users, you can create audio posts of up to 42 seconds in length, short audio posts, add text and a picture and a location. And then people can comment on those posts, they can like them, they can echo them. You can also organize the content based on certain topics, and then stream the content through Bluetooth, in the car or at home. A special feature, a new feature we'll be adding soon, and we're currently working on developing, is channels. These are branded pages, enhanced profiles with premium features. These are reserved for celebrities, for businesses, for broadcasters, radio and TV. This could be a very powerful tool for radio and TV broadcasters to get user input and input from their audience. And some of these features, of course, will be offered for a fee, so this is how we'll be generating revenue. And of course, the channel owners will be able to advertise using our platform. So as I mentioned, we're available on the web, iOS and Android. Our apps are now available in the App Store and on Google Play. I thought I'd show you a sample of what's posted on South, but there's so many, so many topics being covered. People talking about politics, people telling jokes, talking about sports, showcasing their talent. Some people are singing or actually reading their own poetry. We're seeing a lot of poetry. So I thought, since this is a family affair and was founded by 3 siblings, I'd show you a post that my father posted, and I think it conveys the message behind South. Let me see if this works. It's in Arabic. Yeah, it's
إذا تحدث اثنان أمام جمع من الناس وكان الأول يتحدث بطلاقة والثاني يتأتئ ويتلعثم أثناء حديثه معه، من الثابت أن درجة الاستماع والاستيعاب للأول بتقل كثير عن الثاني اللي بيتلعثم وبيتأتئ. السبب أنه الثاني بيتكلم بإنسانية أكثر والناس تتقبله بشكل أفضل. دعونا نتأتئ ونتلعثم من خلال صوت بشكل إنساني أكثر.
So we're really trying to bring back this human, this personal element in conversations. This is not just being romantic. We're trying to actually make these conversations more effective and really elevate the discussions that take place online. We're still new. We have a growing community of over 10,000 people, and so give us a try, join the conversation, and get your voice back. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hazem, quick question. Are you targeting in South, are you targeting the region? Is there an Arabic flavor to this, or it's just a global company?
The name is clearly, for those who don't speak Arabic, South means voice in Arabic. The name is Arabic, and we're initially targeting the region, but there's nothing that could, that would prevent us from going
and that's
global.
Why
but
I was wondering why you call it South, why you call it an Arabic name.
And I mean, the audience that we're most familiar with is in the region, so we're starting here, and we started with an Arabic interface on Arabic and English interface on all 3 platforms, web and iPhone and Android.
طيب ما فهمنا بس البزنس موديل تبعك. How are you going to make money out of this?
It's through channels that I mentioned. So regular users won't have to pay for now, but these channels that we'll be launching soon, businesses will have to pay to get certain features, premium features, to be able to have moderated conversations or a longer time limit, for example, and also advertising through promoted content by these channels.
Okay, well that leads me to one last question. Is a quick one. You're going against Doppler and Bubbly and all these and you're self-financing this, while the others are really backed up by VCs and a lot of money going to this. How are you going to compete with those guys?
Yes, there are many audio-based services out there. We're different than Bubbly, for example, the model they're using. Doubler is very much based in the US, and we started around the same time, actually. So this also goes back to the first question. Many of these services are succeeding in certain regions. So we're focusing on the Arab world now, and we're hoping that the interest globally in the Arab world would help this expand worldwide.
Okay. Thank you very much, Hazem. Let's put up the first question while we take a question from the audience. For the presentation of South, there's somebody raised their hand in the back, please, with a microphone. Select one of the following answers for the presentation. Was great presentation, excited me. Presentation was okay, I was not super excited. Presentation made me dislike the product. Presentation needs a lot more work. This company should not try to sell and should shut down. Okay? So you now answered the question for the first 3 companies. You can answer this question for the last company. You have 24 seconds, and we have a question in the back. Yes?
How are you going to address the different dialects in the Arab world, basically? If you're looking North Africa, most of them basically don't understand Arabic. We understand their Arabic. I do, but basically a lot of us don't. So how are you going to address the different dialects?
Yeah, I mean, this is a challenge that that we have to deal with. I think you know, people follow other users. That's the nature of relationships on South. You follow and get followed, sort of like Twitter. So you know, you follow people that you'll understand and you'll be able to understand. So I think it'll happen by, you know, users will be able on their own to filter.
So you think there's a strong viral component? Answers to the questions are? Oh, what does that mean? Technical failure? Okay, so should we put the second question, or should we go back to the first one and ask for votes again? Oh, you need the 2 minutes. Okay, sure. Put it back on the question. Okay, please vote again. I think we had a jammer going in the room, or Jawad did something when he entered, because everything worked perfectly until he came in. So please answer the question about the presentation. It was exciting. Okay, not super exciting. Needs a lot of work. Made me dislike the product is B, sorry, C. And needs a lot of work. E is this company should not try. We have 5 seconds. Please vote, and hopefully this time it will work. Okay. The answer? Aha. So 29% thought it was great, and 48% said okay, but not super excited. In this case, this is the first one that said you should shut down. 9%. Nobody else got that. So I think it's probably because you're the earliest stage company here, and it's not fair. Next question. Do you think South has a compelling business model and will generate good returns? Absolutely yes, maybe, very risky, it will go nowhere. So the first question was about presentation, this one is about the business model. You think this will catch, it will make money, or no? Please vote. Is there a question in the audience?
Yes, I have one question here. Ma'an Tahir from VTEL. Do you have to deal with censorship?
In Jordan, you mean, or generally?
No, in general, do you have to worry about censorship?
We hope we don't. I mean, currently we're monitoring the content, you know, in terms of if there's anything inappropriate, and we had some incidents where we had to delete or deactivate accounts, but we're counting on this being self-regulated by the users. We have a very clear flag feature where users can flag inappropriate content. And
okay. Did we get 0 again for answers?
Sure.
Okay, we'll put up the question one more time. It's really funny, Jawad. It worked perfectly until you walked in. I think we should ask Jawad to leave the room. Let's put the question again. Meantime, any questions in the audience? Yes, please. Wait. So please vote. Can we start the process? Do you think they have a good business model? What's your question?
If any similar feature of voice or sound added to the Facebook or Twitter, do you think you still have a chance to succeed?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see this as a major challenge. It's, I mean, you can add pictures to Twitter, but there's still Instagram. So I think we're creating a whole experience around audio and about people communicating through audio. So I wouldn't say that's a big challenge.
Great question. And the answer this time for the second try, 2 out of 2, is? All right, so 7% only think absolutely yes, 22% give you a maybe, and I don't know why you took them away. Next question, please. The last question. Yes? Would you, I think it applies to all of us, would you or someone you know well use or buy this product? I guess it's not buy, it's use. Would you use this product? Is the question up? Yeah. So please vote. We have 30 seconds, and hopefully the devices will work this time. Yes or no? Would you or someone you know well buy or use this product? Hazem, any last thoughts you'd like to share with the audience about this?
I mean, people are always intimidated by recording their voice, and I hate listening to my voice when I record, but I think people get across that when they first use South. So try it out and.
Okay, and let's see now if technology will work this time. What's the answer? 44% actually think yes, they would buy it or use it, and 56% say no. So please join me in thanking Hazem for a great presentation. I would also very much like to thank Dr. Wissam Rabadhi. He played the bad cop very well, very tough questions. And now we will conclude with 2 questions, is it? So this, or 3. These are generic questions about all the companies, and we're trying to have some fun here. So please vote, and we'll hope the technology works. Question number 1. After hearing the companies, which of them are you likely to use? If you were to choose 3 out of the 4, if you were to choose 3, which 3 would you choose? Okay, and if you don't feel like 3, if it's only 1, vote only for 1. But you can do multiple votes, right? So you can select up to 3. The system will allow you to select 3 or less. And if it's only 1, just vote for 1. We have 15 seconds. After hearing from the companies, which of them are you likely to use? Maybe we get to vote too, no? All right. And the answer from the audience is? What? Only Anghami and some, were there votes for, is there something wrong? We have to, no, go to the next question. We'll come back to this one at the end. Go to the next question. Okay, which of the startups, I know most of you are not investors, but if you were an investor or if you had money, which of the startups, if any, would you consider investing in? You have a maximum of 2. So which 2 excited you the most from an investment? Now, if nobody excited you, that's fine. You don't have to vote. Anghami, A, B, Lamsa World, C, shopgo.com, D, south.com. And let's see if it works this time. I think the multiple question answers must be a problem for the technology. 10 seconds. So consider at most 2. Which 2 would you invest in? And it's okay to have none or 1. And the answer is, all right. So the top score was Lamsa World, followed by Shopgo, and then Anghami. And hatta South.com got 12% of the audience would invest in you. So that's great. Next question, please. The person most likely to become a millionaire among the 4 you heard from. Okay? Mr. Eddy Maroun, Anghami. He's already a millionaire, he says. That was my problem with the millionaire. Okay. Mr. Badr Ward, Lamsa World. Mr. Moe Ghashim, shopgo.me or .com. Mr. Hazem Zureiqat, south.com. Who is most likely, and here you will choose 1 and only 1, who is most likely to succeed? Forget the millionaire. Who is most likely to succeed among those 4? I know we're not comparing the 4, but we just want to see what you think after you heard from all 4 of them. All right. So the top winner here, they think Badr Ward, you will be the next millionaire. And Anghami is the second, and Shopgo, you're the third. I actually think you're going to hit it before them because you monetize much more. But anyway, I'm biased. Very biased. No, he charges more, but fewer customers. True. So, but I hope you all have had fun in this session. But more important than this, I hope you got a taste for at least what life is like for me at Oasis 500 and why life is so exciting. I get to work with Muhannad and many others like him and very much like these guys. So thank you for attending.